So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna react to this. It might take this might be the only thing I'm doing. It's a 58-minute video, bro, by Candace. So like it's a very long video. My video is gonna be potentially twice as long, depending on how much I have to say. Because you think I call out small creators for being brainwashed? Trust me, I'm gonna be calling out Candace for some of the brainwashed stuff she says too, right now. Equally, I'm probably gonna go like, that's interesting because she's covering the Charlie Kirk thing, and so something she says is gonna be plausible in the sense of keeping it in the realm of the narrative that she is speaking in, primarily the subject of the assassination of Charlie Kirk, right? In other instances, I'm going to have to explain how language manipulation has drove her to have the perspective she has surrounding the assassination, surrounding subjects of the assassination of Charlie Kirk, like political ones, governmental ones, and the ABC letter group gang ones. You know what I'm saying? Okay? All right. So this is Charlie's Angels or Demons. Disturbing footage emerges. Candace, episode 252. As you can see, I'm not subscribed to her. I don't know if I'm gonna like the video. I don't like any of these people. I think they're all NPCs, brainwashed, stuck in dualistic, stuck in the cave. They're looking at shadows on the wall and playing a party. Okay.
All right, you guys, happy Monday. I am back. I know you guys missed me because I definitely missed you more, and I feel so much better after.
She definitely didn't miss us more, bro. She's out making money.
Getting out to the mountains. I've now, I think, officially accepted that Charlie Kirk is not coming back. And somehow it took me longer to get there. It took me longer to accept that fact than it did many others. Some people accepted it within just a matter of days. His quote unquote closest friends, his closest political allies, the White House, they all seemed kind of ready to move on so much faster than I was. And now it's looking like some people even may have accepted Charlie's death within minutes. There is a video that is currently circulating of his chief of staff, Mikey McCoy. It's going viral for a lot of reasons. We're going to go through that video and buckle up because I have an even more exclusive, never before.
I apologize. I'm sitting here like a dumbass. I apologize for the double sound right now. I apologize. I apologize. I forgot to switch over my headphones. Let's go. Perfect. I like little mistakes like that, bro. Leave them in.
Scene video that I think is going to make your skin crawl. Plus, I have even more never before seen text messages from Charlie Kirk. Incredibly, Charlie Kirk did in fact know that turning point was going to be the death of him. And I have proof of that.
That's a very bold statement within a minute of talking, practically.
He also knew that I was the only person who was going to step up to defend him after.
Whoa, she's making crazy. Okay, that's two very outlandish claims.
After he was gone. That sounds crazy, but
I mean, like, you live in a duality, which is pretty much the whole system is crazy. So, like, yes, it's crazy what you said, because everything that happens in duality is fucking crazy.
But it's the truth. So let's get started and welcome back to Candace. So here is where I was.
What an intro that was.
I went to Wyoming to breathe, to hike, to listen to way too much Kanye West music. I absolutely love the mountains. I am a mountain person, so to speak. Wyoming is, in fact, my favorite state in the union. And it felt fitting also because the first time I ever visited Wyoming, I was with Charlie Kirk. I then visited Wyoming many times thereafter over the years. And he was the last time I went to Wyoming, I was with Charlie Kirk. It was the last person I visited with. And it was for, ironically, Foster Fries's funeral, who was a big time donor to Turning Point USA. Still is, I believe. Charlie, I was thinking out there, remembering, paid for my flight to Wyoming. I had to get there very quickly because I was doing Joe Rogan's podcast. It was huge. I didn't even know what the Joe Rogan podcast was. That's how I was so not politically inclined at all. And he's like, this is the biggest podcast. You got to do this. I completely bombed it, by the way. I was so nervous. I think I had said like about 3,000 times. But then I had to very quickly get over to Wyoming because Kanye had invited me to his album release party. And again, ironically, where he held that album release party would be where years later, Foster Friess would have his funeral. And so Wyoming felt fitting. I fished while I was out there. And so I want you guys to know another fun fact about Charlie Kirk. He hated fishing. He absolutely loved the mountains. He loved hiking. He was quite the athlete, but he hated fishing. It just was not his thing. In the same way that golf is just not my thing. Fishing was not his. And this photo that I'm about to show you makes me laugh because we were in British Columbia fishing. And here's a photo of me and Charlie. And I was so excited about this catch. Charlie's eyes are closed here. And as soon as, I think it was Don Jr., it might have been Corey Lewandowski, hit flash, took the picture, Charlie just went, ugh. I don't know why you guys like this, because he was too hyperactive. He always wanted to be planning and doing a million things at once. And fishing takes time. You got to set the bait. It's now been 47 days since my friend Charlie Kirk was executed in front of the world, because that's what it was, a public execution. And call me crazy.
Damn, bro.
Many people do. But I was so clearly deluded in the immediate aftermath of his death that I was operating under this function. I mean, I truly believed that I would be fighting for answers to what actually happened on 9/10 alongside Charlie's inner circle. I thought the band maybe was going to get back together. We were all going to maybe be on a group chat. Me, Tyler Boyer, Andrew Colvett, Stacey Sheridan even. If you're wondering who Stacey Sheridan is, by the way, she's the one who's holding the camera when Charlie's casket is being escorted off of Air Force Two. She's like the chief money person, essentially, at Turning Point USA. She was brought in to reel in the big donors. I remember exactly when that happened. All of those people, by the way, were actually brought in by Tyler Boyer. He's a very important character in the story, but we're going to get into all of that tomorrow.
Oh,
the point that I'm making here is that I had assumed, clearly wrongly, that we'd all maybe be on a group chat communicating, raising hell and demanding answers from the feds, from the police, from the White House even. Certainly, at the very least, pointing out the very many holes in this story.
Yeah.
And if any one of us had the audacity or the desire to carry on Charlie Kirk's show, that would be the appropriate venue for asking those sorts of questions. But no, I was wrong. Silence. Silence is what we were met with. In fact, I am told that these people believe the official narrative. Lone shooter. No one else involved. Just a crazy guy with too many pronouns in his bio.
Yeah, not
in
real.
1963 called, and they want their narrative back. All that's missing from the story is a grassy knoll, right? Just need a grassy knoll. Anyways, back at headquarters, I am told it's business as usual. And it's kind of giving me like, I don't know, LBJ when he gets sworn in that famous picture. Unfortunately, sworn in. Unfortunately, of course, he's sad in this photo. Gosh, he's obviously not wanting to be the president of the United States. JFK was shot and killed. And now LBJ has to step up, unfortunately. But I got to be honest, I wasn't there. I don't think LBJ was actually that upset. I don't know why. Vibes. The vibes just aren't vibing for me in that picture. But maybe he was. Maybe the truth is that LBJ simply, use an expression, had his wits about him. And JFK had a plan. Like in the event that he had been horrifically assassinated in front of the world, JFK maybe had a succession plan. Now, if these terms I'm using here sound familiar to you, it's because they should sound familiar. It's the exact terminology that was utilized by Pastor Rob McCoy just 4 days after Charlie was murdered. In front of his congregation, he spoke about Charlie's succession plan that he was somehow privy to. I don't know why, but he knew 4 days later and announced to the world that Charlie indeed had a plan.
Same pastor apparently was sitting there saying that a dude that was not even involved with dealing with the body of Charlie Kirk in any way right after the shot was somehow had blood all over himself because of him trying to fucking resuscitate Charlie Kirk, and this dude had nothing to do with. He wasn't any of the dudes that was around Charlie Kirk. This dude walked. You can clearly see him walk behind the fucking canopy, and then gone. He didn't even get nope.
Take a listen.
Everyone's worried about the leadership of TPUSA. Don't. He was wise enough at 31 to put together a plan for succession. It's very clear what they decided, and they're implementing it now.
What?
Amazing. I mean, amazing. So on September 14th, we were made aware of this succession plan. And I find that to be fascinating.
And was there
the people who didn't even know Charlie all around the world seem to be fighting harder for him, fighting harder for truth. And it is, in fact, thanks to people on the internet like Sam Parker, James Lee, Ian Carroll, Zeb Boykin, many others, that a video from September 10th has gone pretty viral. Okay, so let's take a look at this. It's a video of course, Pastor Rob McCoy's son. His name is Mike McCoy. And you're going to see what he does, not in the seconds following Charlie getting shot, but in less than 1 second after Charlie gets shot. These are not seconds, less than 1 second. You're going to watch what Michael McCoy does. First, let's hear his daddy's version of the events. Take it away, Pastor McCoy.
Okay, yeah, see, I heard about this.
As a father, I want to protect my son. And I thought, I got a plan for you, son. He said, Dad, that's not Charlie's plan. And you know what? I'm looking at my son who's 24 years old. Justin's the CFO, chief financial officer, and Mikey's the chief of staff. And I'm watching the minute Charlie was shot, he called me, says, Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray. I said, okay, son. He has wits about him. He was just directing. He had blood all over him. And
right there, bro.
Two things I want you to remember here. You may have caught that, but he said, I was watching. And the minute Charlie got shot, he called, and Mikey McCoy says to his dad, Charlie's been shot, pray for him. He says the minute, maybe he's being a little hyperbolic. We're going to find out. I'd certainly like to find out. But he stops himself. He says, I was watching. Watching what exactly? What were you watching? I might remember that. It's rubbing me the wrong way.
Okay,
and I'm going to tell you why that's rubbing me the wrong way in a little bit. But the bigger thing is that he says Mikey had blood all over him. Except Mikey did not have blood anywhere near him because Mikey was behind the tent when Charlie got shot. And Mikey, in less than a second, does something that I find to be quite strange. He puts his phone to his ear and he begins a conversation. So we're going to watch that clip in its entirety. Mark is going to bring it in.
Whoa.
So we decided to slow this clip down, and we're going to watch this clip slow down so you can see that it is exactly 834 milliseconds from the time that you hear the shot. That is how long it takes for Mikey McCoy to put the phone to his ear. Now, why is that precise timing so important?
Well, because that means he had to be on the phone with someone.
Mikey didn't have time to dial.
Right.
You can't dial and put your phone to an ear in 0.834 seconds. The next time that you're going to see Mikey McCoy, as we just showed you, is in just under 2.5 seconds on the other side of the tent. He's on a phone call. So we can track Mikey, but let's watch the clip again in milliseconds so you really grasp how quickly this transpires. So when this clip was brought...
Damn, bro. Damn, bro.
Really grasp how quickly this transpires.
He already has the phone up, bro.
So when this clip was brought... we go. We're tracking.
It's so weird, bro.
You really grasp how quickly this transpires. So when this clip was brought, there we go. We're tracking that. Yeah, when the clip was brought to my attention, I obviously had
no blood on him.
Big folder of files of every angle, and I decided to track Mikey from every angle available to see, like, maybe we just missed it, and he did at some point put that phone down, dial a number, speed dial, hold down one. I don't know. Maybe we missed it, because that seems automatic, right? 0.834. That seems pretty quick.
Yeah, he was like, his arm.
No, he doesn't do that. We even have him in front of Charlie's car. When Charlie is brought to the car, the waiting car rather, he is still on the phone. And I can show you the clip of that. Take a look at this. Don't worry, we'll slow it down for you. See him in the background with the backpack.
Yep.
Boy. Okay. So what are we to make of that? The only logical conclusion that I can come up with, and many others, because I've pressed, I said, play devil's advocate. I want you to advocate for Mikey McCoy. I want you to play lawyer, and you are representing your client, Mikey McCoy. What was he do? How did he do it this quickly? No one could win this game. The only logical conclusion we come up with was that Mikey was already on a phone call.
Exactly.
At 12:23. That we come up with was that Mikey was already on a phone call.
Yeah, still the interesting thing right there is if he was already on the phone call, his hand was down at his side with his phone at his side, and then the shot went off and he put the phone up to his ear. So that means he was on a phone call waiting for what?
At 12:23 p.m. By 12:23 p.m. He was already on a phone call. So I said, let's go back a little earlier in the footage and see if we can find when he actually maybe dials onto the phone. Maybe we can see him pick up the phone and begin a call before the shot takes off. And then after beginning that call, if we're following this logic, that would mean he puts his phone down until Charlie gets shot. And we were able to find what we think could be that moment. And I can tell you that it is 1 minute and 45 seconds approximately before that shot goes off. And we can watch that here. See Mikey's on his phone here. And you're going to see he pulls it up and he starts to cover his ear again. Now, that could be unrelated. Again, we're taking a guess here. That's what made the most sense to us because we couldn't justify it in any other way. And I want to be clear, we're not here to make assumptions, okay? And we wouldn't have to make any assumptions if Turning Point USA could just tell the truth. They could just be open and they could be honest about everything. Okay, I obviously went out to both Mikey McCoy and Andrew Colvett for a statement. Asked those two questions. Hey, who were you on the phone with? What's going on here? No response. Weird. Because if that was me and I saw clips going viral and people were drawing conclusions from that clip, thinking that I was already on the phone, thinking that my reaction was weird, I would instantly hit back. I'd say, here's my call log. You want to know who I was on the phone with? 911, obviously. I was freaking out. I called 911. I didn't know what I was doing. Here's my phone. Here's my whole call log for that day. But this is, I don't know. I guess we live in a world where that doesn't make sense. I would have issued a statement to dispel any rumors, but they have not. Here's what I want to say, and I honestly understand I'm preaching to the choir here. Everything about this is wrong. You know it, and I know it. But I actually know it better than most because I helped build that organization, and that's why I am almost the perfect person to discern what is normal and what is abnormal in terms of what happened at that college campus event. In fact, when I did my tribute to Charlie, this is unbelievable. Remember, just after he died, I posted a video to my friend, Charlie Kirk, and I shared a clip of him at a college event, and he and I were laughing, and I'm going to show you that clip in a second. And I said, I don't even know which college this is when I showed the clip because I didn't know what college it was. And unbelievably, it was UVU. I kid you not. Let's rewatch that clip.
If you aren't wealthy, white, and male, Charlie Kirk is not your friend. What do you think? Are we not friends? Is that right?
Find out. It's all
That's
gonna find
nice.
out. A sign outside of it being an event that we just did. That
Yeah.
you're not my friend.
Go figure.
That is unbelievable that of all the clips we picked that, and I had no idea it was UVU. The point is that I hit college campuses with Charlie Kirk for 6 years. I don't believe that there is a single living, breathing person who has spoken at more college campuses alongside Charlie Kirk than me. So I knew that things were weird when I saw first and foremost, the camera guy, the one who takes down the camera. Seeing him lingering alongside Charlie at the event flagged me as weird immediately. Okay.
Yeah, it was weird.
That's why I reached out when people saw him taking down the camera. I said, "What is this? Why are you here? Literally, why are you standing next to?" I've never.
That's like why at any moment at any time. When have you ever seen anyone do anything to a crime scene immediately? Isn't that like illegal? Isn't that tampering with evidence? Shouldn't there be an investigation into the company because it tampered with evidence?
College event ever in 6 years had that man standing next to me at an event. Okay. Sometimes he wasn't even there. Other times, of course, when you are in AV, your job is to be somewhere quiet. Your job is to have on like headphones to make sure the audio is good. Maybe the idea that they're miking, the person running a company is miking you up is completely absurd. I didn't like it. It felt new to me. And you know what? When I called him, things got pretty weird. He acknowledged that a lot of new stuff was happening on that day. And I inquired to him immediately about the subtle changes that I recognized. And the thing that struck me as wrong was that he lied to me. I don't know why he was lying to me, but a lot of the things that he said didn't make sense. And I'm going to speak more thoroughly about what it was that he said, because obviously I recorded the phone call. I, of course, asked him why he took down the cameras so quickly. I asked him to, first and foremost, simply show me the footage, because that's all I wanted to do. I'm thinking, again, we're all going to get the band back together and solve this murder. And he got weird. He got really weird. I said, I just want to see the footage so I can debunk. I know that you don't want to put more footage out there. That's fine. But just show me the footage so I can debunk all these internet conspiracies that you were hiding something. I was not suspicious of Turning Point at all, actually, when I called. And I asked him again, what's the reason? What's the reason for taking down the cameras quickly? Why hasn't the footage been released? Let me see it. And he told me that he had spoken only to Erica and the feds that he had regarding the footage. That is, he specifically told me that, as I said earlier, that he had secured that footage because he wanted to prevent Erica, as I told you, from having to relive that moment. And that made entirely no sense to me. I told you guys, because we all can watch Charlie Kirk be murdered over and over and over and over and over again. So how are you sparing any emotions here by taking down the back footage?
Yeah, and
then it made even less sense to me. And
it will live forever on the internet. It's forever on the internet. Charlie Kirk death is on the internet forever.
Appeared to me as a lie once I saw the footage on FaceTime, when I realized that there was no blood on Charlie. So it was the least traumatizing footage of all. Why be so secretive about it? He then told me that he needed to speak with Turning Point lawyers first to see about releasing the footage. I said, okay, fine. I let him take a couple of days off, and then we got back on the phone. And I said, look, that's kind of a BS excuse too, because you run your own company and the footage is owned by you. He then said, okay, yeah, I do own the footage. I just wanted, just coordinate, check, whatever. Okay. Kind of a lie number 2-ish. Then he said something that really bothered me. He said, I don't know how to send the footage.
What?
The file was too large. Oh, I was born yesterday. So you run an entire AV company and you don't know how to send footage. That didn't sound right to me.
Easy.
It got even more bizarre. He told
you can
me,
pay
and
for
this is when I was
WeTransfer and
extremely
send as big
uncomfortable.
as files
He
you want.
said, after I offered, you can just use WeTransfer.
I know. See, I just said, oh my goodness, I have not watched this video, bro. but I use WeTransfer, and I know if I wanted to send large things, all I would have to do is pay for. I usually don't have to send large footage, right, or anything like that. I'm just saying, I know that WeTransfer is the best thing in the world to transfer any sort of footage to anyone.
He said, I don't want to just send the footage over the internet that's behind Charlie's head because I'm worried that Google might hack me.
What?
I swear. On everything I love, that's what he told me. He was afraid that
She's
Google was going to hack
She's
him.
doing the symbolism. Do you see what I mean? Like, so see, she's telling a story about Charlie Kirk and this whole situation, right? Yet, I'm telling you, she's just as brainwashed as everybody else that I talk about, because look what she's doing with her hands. I'm not going to do the symbol. I'll let you see it again. See, oh, right there. Do you see that symbol she's doing? The reason why I'm not going to do the symbol is because I am one who's transmuting all symbols back to neutral. Currently, all symbols are being used maliciously against you. Whether you think they're good symbols or bad symbols, all the symbols are currently being used against you in a very malicious manner for your mental control. And so therefore, that's why I'm not going to do the symbol, because I'm explaining how the symbols are all neutral. You have to comprehend all symbols are neutral. Our observation is the thing that creates the good or bad in them. And then on top of that, the only way we get to good and bad in any symbol is what we then historically attach to those symbols.
Everything I love, that's what he told me.
Because before World War II, the swastika was known as a divine symbol. A very important and positive and good symbol. Yet now everyone thinks that's a horrific symbol, even though it's not, because neither one of those are correct. It's a neutral symbol, and all symbols can be used positively or negatively. And it's probably best to use symbols positively all the time and negatively only when necessary.
He was afraid that Google was going to hack him. So at this moment, I got a little bit, I looked at my team and I started snapping across the table, and I was like, I said to them, literally, guilty of something. I don't know. This is weird. What a stupid lie. I mean, what do you mean just Google? So I said to him, I said, let's just pretend that that does happen. For whatever reason, Sergey Brin is sitting around and he's going, I want to hack this person because I want to see footage behind Charlie's head. Does it? Whatever. And then he gives the footage to Fox News, CNN, and they play it. And what happens after that? I said to him, oh, I know what happens after. We all get to see Charlie Kirk die from a different angle. We've seen it die from 1,000 different angles. Like, what is actually changing if Google hacks you?
All right.
Weird.
Nothing.
A weird thing to say.
It is.
I also asked him who he was on the phone with after Charlie got shot. And he told me, and I kid you not, he was on the phone with the ops that were back in Arizona watching. And I said,
What?
What ops? We don't have people back in Arizona watching when we do college campus events. Is that something new? He said, yes, it is new. In fact, this was the first time we were doing it. He said there were two ops that were watching it back in Arizona. And he told me that the reason that they were doing it was because, Candace, he said, Charlie, he was so ambitious and it wasn't fast enough that it was all being live streamed. He wanted people to live cut the clips so that they could be the first people to get it on the internet. He didn't want to, he's like, not even a second to be wasted. So live streaming, which everybody can watch, but they were racing some people to get the clips out faster than anybody else because Charlie's ambitious. Now, I got a little suspicious, and he could sense that I was now growing increasingly suspicious with every.
Well, yeah, everything you said about the story is crazy, bro. Dude, how is this guy? This guy runs, hold on. He helps run. How much is turning Say what? Hey, look, it thought exactly what I wanted to know. Is it gonna tell me in here, bro? Damn it, bro. It already has the internet telling me that Erica Kirk is the CEO. Anyways, revenue. You're saying it made $4 million in revenue for 458 employees. Okay, that's not horrible, I guess. But it had expenses of 81 million and brought in 85 million. See, this is why you just go to ChatGPT. Google is retarded. Oh. Is a non-profit organization not a for-profit company. As such, there's no market capitalization evaluation. Oh shit. You kind of scared me, bro. My bad. It's because I'm not used to having the headphones on for those sounds. So, what's good, bro? I'm looking up how much TP Turning Point USA is. Here, recent financial 84 million expenses. If by worth you mean something else, for example, the founder's net worth, the organization's endowment size, or estimated value of its operations, I can pull it to get that together. Yes, all of that. In summary, it's raising and spending millions of dollars annually. Assets 26.1. Charlie Kirk, as founder and public face, has a net worth of approximately 12 million on the media derived from leadership roles, books, speaking. So still, the worth of TPS cannot be interpreted like a public corporation market cap, yet its net assets US 17 million. So $20 million company, give or take, and he's worth $12 million. So like $32 million. Interesting. Not that much actually. 18 and 12. That's $30 million. No, I'm good. Okay. I just wanted to get a guesstimate. I didn't. Oh, right.
Every random thing that he was saying, he sent me a video that I didn't ask for. I wanted to see the footage. He then sends me a video. And I guess this was supposed to work as some sort of an alibi. I don't know if he thought that I thought that he shot Charlie. I certainly did not think that he was involved in pulling a trigger and killing Charlie Kirk. I actually don't know why this video, I don't know what this video could have done that he sent me other than to make me feel even more uncomfortable. Because the video he sent me is quite shocking. It's also the reason that I knew that Tyler Boyer was lying when he tweeted, this guy was commanded by the police to take down the cameras. He's lying because I have every minute of what this guy was doing, thanks to him having sent it to me, okay? Every minute of what he was doing before he took those cameras down. And there are only 4 minutes, by the way, before he takes those cameras down. So he's next to, and he is in front of Mikey McCoy when Charlie gets shot. Now, to his credit, he actually did see Charlie get shot. He saw, in like a split second, sees Charlie bleeding and runs, and doesn't run very far. He just runs a couple of yards away. Now, I should mention that the camera guy, he too was also brought into the company by Tyler Boyer, okay? And if you have worked with Charlie for this long, over a decade, and you watch Charlie Kirk get shot.
The interesting thing is I didn't know because you gotta comprehend, I've been learning information about stuff way higher than this little crazy drama, right? But I didn't know how connected Candace was to the Charlie Kirk, like, because I learned about them separately. Do you see what I'm saying? Not as them together.
What do you do? What would you do? I'm asking you this question at home. What would you do? I say two things that are pretty commonplace, right? You choose between fight or flight. You run towards him or you run away, and you run away far. because you don't know what's happening. Is it one shot? Are there multiple people? Are you being pursued? There's no way to process that. If you are going to be in flight, you should be sprinting and maybe calling 911.
Or
That's
on the
what I would have
ground.
done if I wanted to run away and not towards Charlie to make sure he's okay. But this second close friend of Charlie chose to run just a few yards away up to a grassy knoll to take out his phone. A couple of seconds later, he takes out his phone and he begins recording himself. It's a selfie video.
What?
Takes a video of himself.
What?
So let's watch that video.
Oh my gosh, this is a crazy ass video, bro. Oh my goodness, bro.
They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie. They just shot Charlie.
Oh, I connected all the dots. This is the dude that's standing on the rocks, bro. Oh, look how he turns as Charlie Kirk's getting put in.
They just shot Charlie.
Wha- Bro. Someone needs to watch my video, and someone who knows how to do this. Bro, everyone needs to, whoever can do this, bro, you need to fucking look at his glasses. You need to look at the reflection in his glasses and see what's happening every time he looks towards what's happening. Why does he keep hesitating?
He's dead.
What? He's dead.
God help him.
What? And then he's gone. Bro, that was so suspicious. That was so weird. I don't even know how to explain, bro. Like, you comprehend, bro. The system is getting harder to, like, it can't contain its insanity. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be more and more technology. Look, I have the ability to tell you about language manipulation. I can show you how I can use ChatGPT to show you how language manipulation has existed and how it's regulating everything that's happening currently. It's attempting to hang on to the control it has gained. It cannot any longer. It is already dead. I can also bring up videos and show how that's true too. This is like an after effect. Like, all the stuff that's happening, this is all after effects of something that's already taken place. It's like the reverse Flash is trying to stay alive. It can't escape the death that already happened to him. You see what I'm saying? He's just really fast at running.
That's the first time it was announced, actually, that Charlie Kirk was dead. Kind of weird. Go ahead, catch your breath. Hit rewind. Watch it again. Watch it over and over again like I did. Because
no, I don't want to do that.
You're probably thinking out loud, what the F did I just watch?
Yeah, it was fucking weird.
On? What were Charlie's closest friends and allies and the people that were going to carry on the torch doing? Picking up phone calls they were already on, and filming themselves and prematurely announcing when not a single person could have known that Charlie Kirk is dead.
Yeah, there's not a single...
Less than a minute.
Yeah.
Declared dead. No instinct to run towards him. No instinct to run further away, maybe because you got to backtrack and go get the cameras a minute after this ends, is when he goes and gets the cameras, okay? Rather, let me record me and my reaction, which doesn't actually feel to me to be too distraught, okay?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't even look...
This is one of those videos that made me so upset that I was like mad at other people, you know? Like I was like mad at Savannah. I saw Mikey McCoy's reaction. Now I'm looking at this guy's reaction. I'm like, Savannah, like one of the homies. I get assassinated. You film yourself. I get assassinated. You're talking about my succession plan. A couple of days later, I get assassinated. You're lying about little things about me. Everything Turning Point is doing is wrong. And you know it's wrong. You know it's wrong deep down. And I want to say this because there has been a lot of reading in between the lines. It's strange to me.
She is really throwing out that symbol I already explained. Do you see what I'm saying? That I just and see like, no, I didn't do it. I did a different symbol on accident. Not a bad, like no symbols are bad or good. They're neutral. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, you see, she's throwing out that symbol a lot. Because the language manipulation, she can't really use that in this rhetoric that she's using. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the language manipulation that would like manipulate you, like the word belief or the word government and a whole host of other words like human.
I'm a very direct person. I say what I mean. And I do not want people.
I am a very direct one as well. Notice how she said the word person in legalese. That means you're a monster.
To mistake what's happening right now or to wrongly assume my intentions here. So allow me to be very
heavy with the
explicit,
symbol.
okay?
Heavy symbol.
I want war with all of you. Okay? All of you. And there's a reason. I'm going to get to that reason in a little bit, but I want war with all of you. So write your articles, issue your statements.
Bro, okay. I'm an empath, bro. And damn, is she not fucking around, though. Okay, I can give you that, bro. I can give you that, bro. Like, I'm not joking. Look, right here, she is fighting back tears, bro. Look. All throughout this, look. Right after she does this, look. Hold on, I gotta. My bad. Like, I can feel it, bro. Look.
It's strange to me. I think I'm a very direct.
Look. You can see because
person.
their eyes are getting really glassy. And you can see it starting to swell.
And I do not want people
and you can hear in her
mistake
voice
what's happening right now or to wrongly assume my intentions here. So allow me to be very explicit, okay? I want war with all of you.
Look at her eyes as she goes through this. Look.
All of you. And there's a reason. I'm going to get to that reason in a little bit, but I want more with all of you. So write your articles, issue your statements, email the White House, reach out for comment, okay? Say whatever it is you want to say about me. I want more with all of you. Because I know this isn't right. And there is no way you are going to convince me and the rest of the world that all of this is normal.
Yeah, it's weird as fuck.
I'm just gonna.
The assassination altogether is insane. Like, this is like the most. Well, I don't know because I don't know all of history. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, as far as I'm aware, for the last 12,000 years that I'm aware of, other than like Julius Caesar and a couple of other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head of assassinations, it is up there as like one of the craziest assassinations that will ever like. I don't know, because like the system of mental control is dead already. And so therefore this whole type of letting people get assassinated and all the lying and manipulation is all gone. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know what the world looks like once all this stops completely. I just know that it is already stopped and that what's happening is side effects of the death of the system of mental control.
Keep on going and jump into a success.
This is like, because you gotta comprehend, you gotta think like this, right? Like think of if it's been thousands of years stuck in a mental false reality. You think like once the system of we were put in for that long dies, we're just gonna be like, you see what I'm saying? Oh no, it's gotta. It's gonna take time. Like how much time? I don't know. It could take another 10 years. I've been in this for 14 years already. I know some people probably been in it for 20 or 30 years looking for information, like the truth that goes for everyone to some degree in some shape or form. Most though do not come to find language manipulation as the root cause to like everything that's happened to us.
Session plan. We're going to figure out what the hell happened on September 10th first. And I'm going to tell you guys, Charlie had a vision. We'll get to that after a few ads.
Sora 2 is now on Artlist.
And you're still here? Go to artlist.io.
All right, you guys, taking a quick break to tell you about Riverbend Ranch. You guys know I absolutely love their steaks. They have Black Angus beef, which is famous for its great flavor. Riverbend Ranch has taken Black Angus beef to a whole tenderness. These specials receive a substantial premium from Riverbend.
It's a preloaded ad.
When you purchase from Riverbend, the over 200 say raised in the USA and processed here in the USA, they're ranch to your home. This is not your average Black Angus beef. This is more riverbendranch.com, and use promo code Candace at checkout. You'll get $20 off your first order. Trust me, you're going to be at checkout. Also want to tell you guys about Comet AI browser, because how much time are you spending? There's endless complexity, which is called use the web.
So you two have two ads of your own.
Gets them delivered right to schedule meeting. These new web /Candace. And you guys already know the biggest health secret that's not being talked about is that everything begins in your gut. Every breathe, Ruth 99 Thrive Sport Alive in Factory, create more energy from their own fighting gut health.
Oh, maybe she is doing this live.
Take control. That's justthrivehealth.com with promo code Candace. Now it's time to share private messages. You know what's so funny to me is, I don't know, I feel like
she did do that live. Wow,
now
crazy.
steeped
Good
in
job.
psychology for toddlers. It's so obvious what's coming down the pipeline.
Like, comprehend, she has a teleprompter. Do you see what I'm saying? Ooh, like, see, if I could get a teleprompter, bro, I would start doing a lot more things with content creation.
The things, it's not appropriate to share private messages unless we do it. Unless we're up on stage talking about private conversations and making stuff up that definitely didn't happen. I think it was actually Pastor McCoy's speech. Charlie wanted me to lead the next movement. Charlie told me I'm America's pastor, he said. Yeah, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he called you America's pastor. And so, yeah, I will be doing whatever I want to do until the truth is told about what happened on 9/10. We should start with Josh Hammer, by the way, because he really has now become the king of defying no stereotypes. Where we last left off, obviously, he is now infamous for just being such a deceitful little creature. The text message exchange, Josh Hammer caught, hand in the cookie jar. I'm talking way in the cookie jar. No other way to say it, right? Charlie gets killed. He, on the same day, starts pushing his book. Charlie's last words were, buy my book, buy Josh Hammer's book. The night before, he never even flinched on Israel. He loved Israel so much. And then I just waited.
Yeah, that's all wild right there. He said to buy my book. No, he didn't.
Because we're fishing now. And I knew they would do this. I knew liars have to lie fast and first. And he did. He lied. He lied over and over and over again about his position on Israel. And when he got caught, you would think that he would have a shred of decency. You would think he would have a shred
she goes again with the
humility.
symbolism again.
You would think he would apologize for lying about Charlie's position on Israel. But he didn't. He just sort of doubled down. He sort of Israeled down, if you will. And it sort of gave me an idea for a little mini-series, a little recurring mini-series that we'll probably have on this show. An HBO mini-series, by the way, executively produced by me. I want to show it to you guys now. It's a trailer that we put together. I sure hope you guys like it. Take a listen.
How Charlie Kirk was actually feeling about the pressure he was receiving from pro-Israel Zionist donors to Turning Point USA.
Charlie definitely was not someone who liked to be bullied by donors, as we saw in those text messages.
Their Jewish donors to TPUSA played into the worst stereotypes of Jewish people.
Charlie writes, Jewish donors play into all of the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this.
A few moments later,
Apologies, my bad. That was a really large stab. It messed me up.
I'm talking to lawyers. I think that I'm a lawyer with my background.
for a federal appeals judge. I know a thing or two about United States constitutional law. I think that we have a potentially serious case here for defamation, and I'm very much speaking with lawyers, and we'll see what happens.
Curb your Zionism.
Well done, Joshy. Well done. Very good, Joshy. Try your best to curb your Zionism.
Oh, look.
I know it's hard.
More symbolism.
Do your best. Too funny. Also, I want to shout out John Miller on X. He made me laugh. I mean, I was...
Look, Jewish people, and then Jewish religion, the Jewish religion and Judaism, right? And Jewish people. And then there's Zionism. And then there's, you got to think, Nazis are Jewish people.
really laughing when I saw his tweet about...
They're not Jewish people. They mimic the Jewish faith. You know what I'm saying? They're Ashkenazi Jews. Those are Nazis.
But Josh Hammer threatening to sue me. He just wrote this and it said it all. He said, they really trying to make us believe this is the good guy. LMAO. Yeah, I mean, he just looks like a Bond supervillain. That's just what he looks like. And by the way, that's a lot of words to say what I always say. Like, we don't know, but we know. And on Josh Hammer, yeah, we know. You're not the good guy, okay? You have to believe in your gut. I keep telling about you guys over and over again. Your gut matters more, right? Your subconscious.
No, your gut does not matter more. Your heart matters most. Your gut, until you balance your brain and recognize that this is stuck in duality and there is no real duality. You only have one brain. You don't have two brains. You don't have two brains in there. You have one brain.
Picks up on things before your conscience does. Which brings me to dreams, by the way, because before I went on break, many people were triggered because I discussed on a previous show a dream that I had, a very vivid dream, whereupon Charlie told me that he had been betrayed. And so he's been betrayed. That's it. That's a lot I could say here.
Wow,
if
so
I had
her
known
dream
that me
said,
discussing my
her dream said that he was betrayed, and so now she's doing a whole narrative. Wow, that's a very vicious face right there.
dreams was going to trigger so many people, I would have started every other show like Martin Luther King Jr. I'm like, I had a dream. And like I said, this one was clear. Charlie told me that he was betrayed. He actually said more than that, actually. But we're fishing, right? So let's be patient. What I want you guys to know about Charlie is he also used to dream very vividly. Because we traveled together so much, he would wake up, we would text, and he would tell me about those vivid dreams. And we talked about a lot of things, as you do when you get to know somebody. We talked about the spiritual realm. We talked about religion, our faith, most importantly, what our life's purpose was. And there was this period in April where Charlie kept insisting to me over and over again that he was going to die young. In fact, he told me that Turning Point USA was going to be the death of him. And I'm going to allow you to read his words. And it's funny how this came about, because when I was in Wyoming, I went outside, I was writing, like physically needed to write, to put pen to paper and to pray. And I was sitting in the sun overlooking the mountains. And right when I concluded my prayer.
See, all of this has to do with the dualistic brainwashing. You see what I'm saying? It's all part of the show. So like, even though like the thing, we need to like, learning about the truth about Charlie Kirk will lead to the truth about religion, which will lead to the truth about duality and language manipulation and all that. Do you see what I mean? Like, these are all seismic shifts towards that end. No matter what the system does, it's killing itself continuously.
I opened my eyes and I saw a massive bald eagle, and it just made me feel at peace.
I'm not saying there's not a creator or and this isn't some like beyond comprehension of creation, that some magnificent thing created it. I just don't know what that is, because I know duality, and everything that's tied to a duality is not real. So therefore, God and devil are not real.
One of those moments where you just are in nature, you see something beautiful, and it makes you feel at peace. And then I felt the need to start going through messages and conversations between me and Charlie. And sure enough, I stumbled upon many messages of him telling me how he would die. And I'm going to show you some of those messages now, a particular set of messages that were written on April 6th, 2018, just a couple of weeks before Kanye tweeted, "I love the way Candace Owens thinks," which is relevant because a lot of things changed after that tweet. And it's relevant because Charlie sensed that something big was about to happen. And I think that is what the something big was. I also want to say, obviously, I am not making up these messages. Okay. Turning point. Actually, Mikey McCoy has access to all of Charlie Kirk's messages. They can tell you that these ones are real. Here's what he wrote. We were again talking about Kanye. Charlie wrote to me, "You're going to be the Iron Lady of America." He had such a political vision for me. I never wanted that sort of a thing. I see it so freaking clearly. I might be Moses, though. I might not see this whole thing through. LMAO. If that is the case, be my David. I said, "Dude, you haven't even realized your power yet. You're so young," was what I was thinking. He said, "If I tell you the true prophecy that I know in my gut, it's really sad, but I hope it's wrong." Went on to say, "Anyway, I am not sure if I will live to see the end of this revolution. I believe you were the piece that God meant me to meet that will finish the fight. Since the beginning of TPUSA, I knew in my gut that I might get wiped out at any time. I cannot explain it, but I dream about it all the time, like all the time. Anyway, that's depressing combo for another time, LMAO. I said, "That's weird, more of a fear manifestation than an actualization." He said, "I'm not really afraid of it, but I'm just telling you what I know to be true." And he told me that. I don't know why. Charlie knew he was going to die young. And I don't know. I just felt like I needed to share that because it is in part why the moment that Charlie got shot, I just knew he was betrayed spiritually. In the same way that Charlie knew that he was going to die young, I knew that this was a part of something bigger. And so I wanted to say to you guys, to the people that betrayed Charlie, I would recommend that you come clean, okay? I would recommend that you come clean because Charlie said some other things. And I look at these things now and I think, wow, it's almost prophetic, right? It's almost prophecy. And I can tell you that this is a story that will have a happy ending, a tragedy that will have a happy ending. The world is going to learn the truth about this. They are. I would recommend that you come clean. There are lines in the sand.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. She's like laying down some right at the beginning. She laid down some very some stances that all right, bro. And now she's like, well, we're gonna figure it out. I got a lot of information. I was friends with this dude a long time, and I don't like the narrative. And this is the worst person to not be on the team system. So even though she's with the system still mentally somewhat, because everyone was brainwashed, and me included, I'm still part of the system to some degree, right? I work every single moment to figure out ways to not be the part of the system as much as possible, while attempting to stay within the system to some degree, so that way I can help everyone else attempt to figure out how to not be the system any longer. You see what I mean? It's like I gotta be part of both sides. You know what I'm saying? I can't be fully in and I can't be fully out.
That are being drawn right now between good and evil. Many of you have picked the evil side. To you podcasters, people that make videos, people that are taking money to tell people don't look over there. I would recommend you stop doing that. You don't have to listen to me. You probably won't listen to me. And to people that betrayed Charlie, you probably won't come clean. Likely because you're scared now. You should be scared, but you're the wrong kind of scared, okay? Fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. There is more. This is not it.
Okay, so see, there is no need to fear at all because you're the universe and the universe is experiencing self, and to fear yourself is insane.
Aware of that. That's why I've chosen to be on the side of goodness and truth, no matter what the cost is. I've picked my side. I don't care about any of you. I can't wait to read your articles after this. Okay. That's breakfast for me. That inspires me now. I can't wait to read your loony tweets. I can't wait for you to lie about things that I've said. I cannot wait because you know what? On a hike that Charlie and I were on in Wyoming one time, we were discussing the death penalty. Like he was asking, like, what's your position on the death penalty? And I told him, I've always been against it. And typically that's a theological conversation. Christians go back and forth on it. Do you have a right to take a life? I'm on the side that no, we don't have a right to take a life. But my position on it isn't even entirely theological. I said to Charlie, the reason I'm against it is because death is easy. You're here and then you're not. It's like falling asleep, right? You're here 1 second and then you're not. Think about passing out or fainting.
Right?
People
That's death.
that commit grave evil and we're giving them death. That's it. Yeah. I always say they deserve more than that. And for people that are involved, the many people that are involved in this, not the lone shooter at different stages, people that are involved, people that know things, that are watching this, maybe in an office cubicle and know things. And want you to know that if you choose not to come clean, you are about to become very famous. Okay. I am talking like through the ages famous, the kind of fame that most people cannot even comprehend. I cannot comprehend that level of fame. Like I'm talking about the level of fame that can kill a name. You know what I mean? Like nobody names their kid Judas anymore. Nobody names their kid Adolf anymore. I'm talking about that level of fame. Infamy.
That's not true.
So I'd come clean.
Hold on. How many people are there named Judas currently? There's also no exact number of Judas, but it is an extremely rare name due to negative connotations in the United States. 21, 20, and in 24, it was ranked 5,000 U.S. births, showing its lowest. Yeah, but see, wait, 23. So, see, 23.
I think there's a way out for you if you come clean and you get with God.
God and the devil are one and the same thing because you live in duality and it's the two-sided coin. The one side coin, the other side of the coin, like, comprehend you are neutral, positive, negative. That's 3, not 2. You've never been dual. You've been brainwashed to be to be dualistic. And that's where your brain has been split into 2 compartments. When you need logic as much as you need intuition equally, there is no one versus the other. They work in conjunction with each other simultaneously.
I always like to say something in finality to the many of you who would like to shut me up, who have been trying very hard to shut me up. No, I think I'm going to go ahead and be Charlie's David. I'm not going to stop talking about Charlie Kirk's death. In fact, instead of trying to make me shut up, you should do something else. I think your time would be better spent trying to stop the sun from rising. You'd have more success if you spent your time trying to stop the sun from rising than trying to get me to shut up about who killed Charlie Kirk, because he knew he was going to die, and he knew that I was going to be the person that had the spine to stand up for him. What he didn't know, I don't think he knew, was that millions of people around the world who maybe don't have a microphone, okay, who maybe don't have a podcast, who maybe can't write articles for the Daily Mail, are standing by him, are standing on the side of goodness. We are going to see this thing out. And like I said, there will be justice, not the fake kind, not the Tyler.
Well, I mean, like, okay, I get what she's saying here, like, to a degree. I just want to know who actually did it, because I know it's far deeper and it's going to expose more truth about the system of mental control through the discovery of how corrupt governments and systems and corporations and the industry and this whole thing is.
Robinson kind. Actual justice. Take a brief break here, and then we'll get to some of your comments. All right, you guys, jumping in to tell you about the wellness company because it is officially cold and flu season.
Okay, so I don't think I'm going to watch the rest because that's a lot, and I don't... Hold on. Okay, so never mind. She still has a little bit. I'm not going to do the comments part.
Which means that it's also shot is an injury company. If you wake up with that contained, it's like me because I refuse a cold. Really a lifesaver. TW sellers. health/Candace. Use code Candace. So I remind you guys about American $38 because the cost of debt is piling up dollars in credit because
Two
you
more
want the
commercials.
smart mortgage. Means one pay off high interest debt. There's no up 795/0. You know I love them for years. The CME is doing bio of it's an ancestral that you're and there's a sunshine feeling. They've combined that with oil. Then for the problem areas, rich balm that uses and allows it to heal skin loving. Explore your order.
Here's how a digital store workstation can accelerate your machine learning projects. We only use professional grade G.
Well, I'm hearing that Ian Carroll is in the chat. Ian Carroll, thank you. It should not be you and James Lee and Ryan.
Oh, okay, so it was commercials all the way to the end to comments. So yeah. Like, yeah. I think I did it right. Anyways, that was very interesting and very telling about people that are supposedly close and how they acted immediately after said shooting happened. So, yeah, that's freaking weird, bro. Like, I don't know how to think about it because, like, that's not a lot of evidence, but that's very interesting that she has text messages from Charlie talking about how he's like thinks about his own death all the time. It's weird. And I think like she's telling part of the story. So she's like, you gotta think both sides are telling the same story. They're part of the story. So she's doing this like she's against them and She's not really. She's not really against the side she's talking about. Do you see what I'm talking about? Both sides need each other for each side to continue to exist. Anyways, that's Candace, and I will see you guys all later. Do what you do if you do it. You know what I'm talking about. I don't like to talk about it like and subscribe. So I won't probably say that too much on any of my videos. Notice that I haven't really said it. I said it right now. I don't usually say it. So you go do that, and I'm out of here.